with.
Make sure you check out Strip Down this week.
Wait a minute.
Rapid tornado of questions.
Picasso!
Coming all the way from the Queen City.
This week, Strip Down goes green.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jiminy.
The last Saskatchewan performance.
Stripping me
All
down.
the way from Crake, Saskatchewan.
Tommy John.
He's a friend of Arms Up.
That's my cake.
There's the first shot of the night. Keep it going.
Basically, you're saying you're better than
Sit
me.
down and play your instruments.
Jay Semple.
They'll bring the party. All you got to do is show up.
Are we still on the air?
You are watching Stripped Down, the only 1-hour local music showcase in all of Saskatchewan. I am your host, Curtis Anderson, and tonight we've brought the couches back out. I'm so excited because tonight on Stripped Down, ladies and gentlemen, Fisticuffs.
Life is like a road that never ends. We're carried to the place where we begin. It's like a place that we've never been. Life is like a road that never ends. Life's another name for what began in ways that we could never understand. What a foolish arrogance, the man that makes a case for how it all began. And I've been wandering away for far too long. And I've been wandering away for far too long. Life is like a road that never ends. We're carried to the place where we begin. It's like a place that we've never been. Life is like a road that never ends. And I've been wandering away for far too long. And I've been wandering away for far too long. And I've been wandering away for far too long. And I've been wandering away for far too long. If instead of all that we had planned, life decides to give us to the land, we'll make believe we're buried where we stand. 'Cause life is like a road that never ends.
You're watching Stripped Down with Fisticuffs in the Shaw TV studio tonight. Feels good. Feels like we're home. The couches are back out. This is like how Stripped Down began.
It's cozy.
Did not know until you walked in the door. You're like Stripped Down alumni. I did not know
Greatest
Fisticuffs
hits, yeah.
under a different name. You're part of We Were Lovers, and you guys were on the show last February.
Yeah, no, I was playing with them for about, for all of 2009 pretty much. Ended up kind of quitting to pursue the solo stuff more, but obviously at good terms. We're still friends, and I'll be friends with those guys probably for years to come. And it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Why the change? Why the decision to?
I don't know. You just it was getting to the point where you, a hobby and kind of a spare time thing is turning into full-time, almost a business, right? And so, if your heart's just not in it musically, I think mostly was what it was. It's if your heart's not fully in it musically, then you're not going to find the commitment to kind of make your life out of it. So, it was awesome. I loved drumming with those guys, and I look forward to playing music with them again someday, I'm sure, in some respect. But just felt it was time to kind of focus on my songs and on my songwriting and stuff. So
How has the change been? Right before we started rolling, you said, "Oh man, last time I was here, I got to hide behind the bassist and the guitarist, and now I'm front center."
yeah, it's a little different in that respect, I guess. It's a little more vulnerable when you've got, just you and a guitar and not a whole lot to hide behind. But it's not about hiding, I guess. And anyone that pursues songwriting, and especially kind of singer-songwriting solo stuff, isn't too worried about attention. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't really pursue that, right? So, the change has been pretty good. It's a little slow to get going, but now I think it's starting to pick up, and so I think this is going to be a year of a lot of work, and then I just have a feeling it's going to be a lot of work with maybe not a whole lot of payoff, and then 2011 probably might start to see kind of the fruits of what I've been doing this year. So, yeah.
We Were Lovers is kind of like almost a super group now, because Zach Lucky's in it too.
Yeah.
He's come on and done a solo show.
Yeah.
And you're playing with him, I read, coming up in March.
I think it's March 13th.
Yeah.
Cafe Sola. Him and Andy Schaaf, who's been on the show, I think,
Yeah.
too. And a friend of ours, Sean from Yorkton, who goes under the name The Bravest Ghost. He's really talented too. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And Josiah, who also was in the band, I was playing with a few other bands. We all kind of know each other from different bands in the past, and so kind of came together for that. And it was, I don't know, it worked for a while.
Yeah, we like to think Stripped Down is like, connecting
people
all
together,
sorts of
yeah.
dots, bringing people together on the show here. What are we going to hear tonight? What did you start the night off with?
That song was called, well, tentatively, I haven't recorded it yet or anything. It's called Life is Like a Road. And actually, with We Were Lovers, we went down to South by Southwest in Texas last year, and probably not long after we taped the Stripped Down show. And we went down there and got to see a whole lot of stuff, but specifically one guy, Daniel Johnston, who's kind of a legend and kind of a weird, really kind of bizarre character that there's a film about it, and he's amazing. And he was talking about how his life is like a highway with no exits, I think, at one point. We saw this kind of press conference that he did. And I just remember, for some reason, that really hit me and almost choked me up, and I like, you're sort of forced to keep going, was his analogy for his life. And I didn't think about that when I wrote this. It just was kind of subconsciously there, maybe. So I just like that idea. Life is like a road. But I've got a bunch more to power through, I suppose.
Nice. Well, I want to hear them all. We're juggling 2 guitars tonight. I'm pretty excited for tonight. I want to talk about your guitar later too, and obviously we'll talk about discs and the experience of going solo, where you're from, what your real name is. We'll get to know Fisticuffs from top to bottom in the next 55 minutes, but let's get to song number 2.
Sure.
What's up next?
This is called You the Daffodil. It's on myspace.com/Jordan Kurtz, and on an EP that I'm hopefully putting out in the next few weeks. So
I think I figured out your real name now.
yeah, it's a hint. So anyway, yeah, You the Daffodil.
Nothingness and empty lungs. You, the daffodil of my ill will and empty love. We, the interaction of the night, are calm and cold, warming by the blood inside of us, behind the bone. And too many roads to go. One brings us death, the other brings us home. Life, the cosmic horror, nothing more than castanets. Mystery, the girl windowsill of my regrets. within that makes believe that we're apart. And too many roads to go. One brings us death, the other brings us home. And too many roads to go. One brings us death, the other brings us home. Love the memory of you and me, the wrong and right. Nothing seemed to be as it should be between the lines.
That was another song from Fisticuffs. That was beautiful. What was that again?
Thanks a lot. It's called You the Daffodil.
And what is that about?
I don't know, actually. It's about a year old. And I remember I was listening to a friend of mine named Aidan Knight, who lives out in Victoria. And he's just a brilliant musician, singer-songwriter, and lyricist. And it was especially his lyrics that struck me. And it wasn't so much what they were about, but sort of how they sounded, if that makes sense. Almost more like the poetic value of them, more than literal meaning. And so I just kind of got in a phase for a couple days of writing like that, or for a couple weeks, where I don't know, there's a feeling, I guess. So you're writing from an emotion, but lyrically it's not necessarily like telling a literal story. It's just kind of, I guess what's the point of poetry? It like sounds nice, right? So that one's a little more like that, not necessarily, a little more abstract maybe, and not about anything in particular, just about a feeling once. Yeah.
Again, it was beautiful.
That's sweet, thanks.
I'd like to point out too, if you're sniffling away,
Yeah.
it was like the We Were Lovers tour bus just full of like airborne disease or something, because when Zach Lucky was on the show, he was sick as a dog too last year.
Yeah, that was right after, I think the other tour we did with them. Yeah, that was, he got really, really sick. Mm-hmm. And no, I mean, because the last tour I did with We Were Lovers was in November, so this is just the last couple days I started losing my voice. But yeah, so I'm going to try not to sniffle and sneeze all over the place too much.
That's okay. We have to take our first commercial break. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, if I can't hit a note or something, that's why. So.
Yeah, okay. We have to gear up for our first commercial break, but I will give up the tea sign. Maybe that could be tea. If you're in dire need for some more tea, I'll get one of the volunteers to scamper and get you tea if you ever throw up the big tea. Anyways, we got lots more with Fisticuffs coming up right after our first commercial break. Stick around, lots more Strip Down.
Don't go anywhere, more Strip Down after the break.
Hey!
Mother's Music provides a wide range of instruments. 617 8th Street East, Saskatoon. Operating for 17 years with music lessons, equipment sales, and rentals. Mother's Music, www.mothersmusic.com. Ultimo Uramoda Men's Clothing Store. Denim, footwear, leather jackets, sportswear. 204 3rd Avenue South, Saskatoon. Call 664-6640.
Only Health Check has the Heart and Stroke Foundation's dietitians behind it. Check for Health Check, helping you make healthy choices.
Do you know how many people get their water from underground? Water can come from the surface or underground. Groundwater is found in the layers of soil and rock beneath our feet in saturated areas called aquifers. This water source is collected in wells and supplies about half of North America's drinking water. The problem is, the quality and safety of this underground water is directly affected by what we do on the land above it. What can you do to keep your drinking water safe? Groundwater starts on the surface, so whatever you put on your lawn that the plants don't use can seep into the groundwater. This includes excess chemicals and fertilizers, and even oil spills, so be sure to dispose of them properly.
It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think?
For more information on how you can be more water aware, visit waterunderfire.ca.
Escape sports gear and equipment for longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, unicycling, extra cycling, dirt surfing, and mountain boarding. For more information on sales and rentals, www.escapesports.ca.
You're watching Stripped Down with Fisticuffs tonight, episode 71. It's hard to believe we're getting up there. 71st episode.
That's got to be record-breaking.
Stripped Down. It's record-breaking on so many levels. It's just such a fun show. I can't get over just the involvement with the volunteers that come in. It's just each week it gets better, and I can honestly say that. So thanks for watching. All right, let's talk to Fisticuffs again. We got off schedule a little there. You're in a Mercedes-Benz commercial. Your song is?
Well, a local one. It's not like
Still.
Yeah, no, I mean it was kind of sweet. I guess that's like the new. Not a lot of people can say they sold out before they got famous. I guess, right? So
I was gonna say not a lot of the kids today don't remember the early '90s or the late '90s where it was about selling out.
Yeah, nowadays that's like the only way to make money. I think in music is commercials, right? No, a friend of mine. It's really not that big. A friend of mine works for the graphic design department at Jubilee Ford, and so he was like, "Hey, I remember that song you played once. We kind of want to like write a commercial around that," and so I recorded it and sent it to him and made a couple bucks. It was okay. Yeah, it wasn't. I got no complaints.
So what's it like seeing a Mercedes-Benz commercial on TV with your song?
I'm trying to think if I ever actually saw it on TV. I don't know if I did. I mean, I've there's like a YouTube clip and stuff, but I don't think I was might be the only one that. Yeah, a lot of people I know saw it, but I don't think I did once. Yeah, so. Unchanged. My life remained relatively unchanged.
That's cool though.
Not a lot of being stopped in the street or anything.
Director Jay Neufeld and I often talk about that phase music went through where you weren't allowed to sell out, and it's so hard to explain to people. We're like, no, you weren't allowed to like give your music to commercials or anything because that was like the worst thing you could do at the time, and people blink at that.
Yeah, no, not anymore. That's like the big push nowadays, I guess. Right?
That's only the second time I've heard of that happening too. I know Carrie Catherine did one and Fisticuffs. So
cool.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Okay, so you got more tea?
Yeah, I'm just.
We're ready to go again.
Yeah. Take a sip of that.
The solo thing so far has been going good though. You've been getting good feedback.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a different kind of thing than being in a band. Being in a band is there's people to divide the work between.
Oh yeah.
And it's more fun being in a band. Like obviously touring with your friends and that kind of stuff. It's a lot more fun, but there's something a lot simpler about playing music on your own. Like you just call all the shots and you make all the decisions, and not that compromise is bad, but it's just like a lot easier in that sense. So. Are
you always touring with your friends though? Like I can imagine cramming everybody into a van at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Some days you're just like, oh man.
No, even I've yet to be on a tour where at like some point you don't kind of just want to strangle everyone.
Yeah.
But I mean that's how you become really good friends, is you have those moments where you would rather kind of just keep to yourself. But no, for the most part, it's a good time. You kind of get used to your personal space, and like if you got to take off for an hour or two in some new city to clear your head or to like just be alone for a little while, and I don't know. It's fun. I think touring's maybe like one of the most fun things that I've ever done. So I look forward. I'm planning a couple tours this year with the solo stuff, and so. Yeah, I look forward to that for sure.
All right, you got some tea. Looks like you're gearing up for another song.
Yeah, if we're good to go.
Sure, absolutely. What's up next?
This song's called Beautiful But Sad, which, at least tentatively, that doesn't sound good.
That guitar looks like it's seen a couple shows.
It's actually not mine. It's my friend Matt's. I'm not sure if he knows I have it. I'm not sure if he knows I'm using it on TV. But
Sorry, Matt.
Matty, yeah, he used to play in a band called Bella out in BC. They're pretty big out there, and so he knows his gear, and I I just love it. It's so pretty. I mean, plus it gives that old dead sound that I mean, a lot of people love new shiny stuff, but
we
kinda
prefer
like that.
old and dead.
Yeah, I like character, right? For sure. Anyway, yeah, no, this song's called Beautiful But Sad, which I decided to call it just because I asked someone what they thought, and that's how they described it. So I was like, all right, sure.
Sometimes the simplest explanation is the best. Beautiful and sad.
Yeah,
Take it
beautiful
away.
but sad. Yeah.
Beautiful but sad.
Excuse me. Just buzzing a bit. There we go.
She said we'll meet again. This doesn't have to be the end. We're still the best of friends. Maybe we'll be more before the end. We'll always have the fire hall, the basement floor of Jessica's house, the windowsill and cigarette smoke, the lion bronze and super wolf. If our life was a movie, I would turn it off before the end. Skip out on the credits that give you credit for the things I did. It's just a bittersweet. We never shared a little sleep. Our hands were never perfectly aligned, but at least we never tried. If our life was a movie, I would turn it off before the end. Skip out on the credits that give you credit for the things I did. And I want to be why you sleep without the light. I want to be why you sleep without the light. If our life was a movie, I would turn it off before the end. Skip out on the credits that give you credit for the things I did. And if we were a love scene, we'd fade to black and the music would fade in. Instead of love, we'd make believe that this was not the end. And I want to be why you sleep without the light.
Fisticuffs in the Shaw TV studio.
Tonight. I think I told that story wrong before when I was asking if there was any sort of airborne disease in the We Were Lovers tour van. What makes you guys such strong musicians coming out of that van? Because again, Zach Lucky came here sick as a dog. He didn't cancel.
No,
You're
yeah.
not feeling the best
He's a
tonight.
trooper.
You didn't cancel. 71 episodes of Stripped Down. I could write a book of ridiculous reasons artists have canceled within like 2 days before taping.
Yeah.
You guys both showed up and toughed it out, and I thank you for that.
I was thinking, it crossed my mind. I mean, he lent me this oil of oregano stuff, actually, that's just brutal. It's the worst taste I've never tasted. One time I accidentally drank peroxide. That's the worst thing I've ever tasted. But
We don't condone that here at Stripped Down.
No,
We
do
don't.
not. You know, if someone at your workplace, your place of work, is cleaning out a Culligan water cooler or whatever you have with peroxide, make sure they put a note on the water cooler so you don't accidentally drink a giant cup of it. But no, next to that is this stuff that's supposed to give you your voice back. It's like the musician's secret. I just found out about it, but I almost threw up. It was the worst thing ever, but it helped. I mean, it's the reason I have at least what I have tonight. So
Drink as much tea as you need to tonight. And again, yeah, sincere thank you for not canceling.
oh, no worries. Yeah, no,
It's mind-boggling the amount of people who've canceled for far less. What do you miss about like the crowds between We Were Lovers, or what's the difference? Maybe not what you miss. I've seen We Were Lovers a few times. I'm always high energy, jumping up and down.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm guessing you don't get a lot of people jumping up and down with your style of songs.
I'd be down if they would. No, yeah, it's totally different. It is different crowds, and you get kind of the dancey pop rock and roll thing that We Were Lovers is doing. You get a lot of really high energy crowds, or at least hopefully, right? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you feel a little bummed out. But yeah, people that are usually out, to party or to have a good time and to just want like a soundtrack to a good night. And whereas when you're doing more kind of acoustic stuff or solo folk stuff or whatever, people seem a little bit. I don't want to say that like rock and roll fans aren't appreciative of music, but it's kind of like that's all there is. There isn't a party atmosphere, so you just kind of you have to appreciate the music, or else why would you be there? It's not necessarily about having more fun than you can possibly imagine. It's just like, I want to hear some really good music tonight, usually. So
I love how the first line of your bio says you've been called post-folk, garage folk, and power folk. I love the last one.
Power folk, yeah. I think that's my favorite one too. I hope that sticks. I can't remember one of them. I think it might have been that one. A friend of mine coined. I don't know. It might have been all by me. By people, I just mean myself. I call myself that. No, I like that term though, power folk, because it's, yeah. I don't know. My roots in, I guess, songwriting have always been kind of pop. Zach and I actually had a band back in the day called Tuxedo Mask where I played piano, and it was like really kind of poppy sort of stuff. And so that's always kind of like where my heart is pop, really catchy pop music. And so to filter that through more folky, I don't know, acoustic stuff is, I think it's a good mix. Power folk, I don't know. We'll see.
So you guys were friends before We Were Lovers?
Yeah, we've been in a bunch of bands. We've been in like...
You guys should come on sometime in the future and do a show together.
A duet, yeah.
Not a duet.
Lucky Fist. I don't know. See that going on. Yeah, no, we played in a really bad screamo band probably 5 or 6 years ago called Autumn Tides, and then we were in a piano pop band called Tuxedo Mask a few years ago. And that's actually how we met Josiah and Elsa and the rest of the members of the band, was playing shows with their old bands too, like back in the day. So it was kind of like, yeah, I think we've met 5 years ago. But yeah, no, it was actually funny because when I was, back when Zach and I were still playing with Tuxedo Mask, I auditioned for what was to become We Were Lovers. That probably would have been 2006, so 3 or 4 years ago. And I just think it's funny because they're like, no, it's not really you're drumming, no, not really for us. And then I ended up full circle, being in it like 3 or 4 years later. I don't think any of them had remembered that incident though, so it was a little funny, but.
So yeah. Did you do a victory lap after that?
A little bit. No,
yeah.
It's just like such a small world and such a small town, and not a small town, but
yeah, it is a small town. And
in a sense, it's a small town that wishes it was a bit bigger, but it's getting there. It's getting there, and yeah, the music community is just really tight knit for the most part. So that's what I appreciate about Saskatoon for sure.
This is why I love doing this show, especially when we have a good show like this. Like, we're half done. We haven't even talked about your disc, your music, your upbringing. So let's get to another song. We'll take another commercial break, and then we'll refocus, okay?
Sure.
So song, commercial break, focus. We'll get to know Fisticuffs, I promise. What's up next?
This song's called Against the Light, if it's in tune. Should be good.
Take your time. Take another swig of tea, too, if you
Yeah,
need.
no, I think this, like, guitars like these kind of, they can get away with being a little bit out of tune because it's part of the charm, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I wrote this, Zach and I did a tour last April, I believe, out to the West Coast, and a friend of my parents, a friend of our family's, lives kind of just right on the Nanaimo River almost. So like her backyard's pretty much this like raging river, and we hung out there for 3 days, and it was pretty awesome. Anyway, I wrote this song there, so on that last tour.
Father, please forgive them, for they know not who they're speaking to. Let me not be doomed to be the person I'm turning into against the light. We fall and fight. In turn, we try. Keep me indescript and tired. Leave me little room for error. I'll be back before you notice. I'll be gone before you care. Against the light, we fall and fight. In turn, we
Quick ending to that
Yeah.
one. Fisticuffs in the Shaw TV studio tonight. We have to take our second commercial break, but we got lots more stripped down coming up right after this. How's the voice?
More stripped down after this. Ah, that was a big echo.
Escape sports gear and equipment for longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, unicycling, extra cycling, dirt surfing, and mountain boarding. For more information on sales and rentals, www.escapesports.ca.
Tune in to Remote Control Cinema every Wednesday and Friday as host Simon Hyatt reviews the newest movies to hit Shaw on demand, plus classics you may have missed the first time. Remote Control Cinema, only on Shaw.
Team, you have eyes on subject. You get the tongs, son.
Canadian television, we're on your screen.
Mother's Music provides a wide range of instruments. 617 8th Street East, Saskatoon. Operating for 17 years with music lessons, equipment sales, and rentals. Mother's Music, www.mothersmusic.com.
The leatherback sea turtle is the largest reptile in the world. Up to 2 meters long and weighing as much as 550 kilos, this turtle roams many of the world's oceans in search of its favorite food, jellyfish. But this hulking giant may be fighting a losing battle against poaching, fishing gear, and garbage. To learn more about the leatherback and discover how you can help protect Canada's wildlife, visit hww.ca.
We're back, Fisticuffs, in the Shaw TV studio tonight. We're past the halfway mark on Strip Down. We've been doing so much talking because you're just such an interesting guy. So we need to get to more music. You switched it up again. You're plugged in now.
Yeah.
You're using another guitar that's apparently not yours. And you're using some sort of crazy amp that has an accordion input.
Yeah, no, this is Zach's stuff, actually. He knows I'm borrowing it, but again, I don't think he knows I have it on TV, so cheers, Zach.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's a sweet little amp. It's actually, apparently it's not really easy to find, and so, but yeah, I love the two inputs are guitar and then accordion, so I don't know. There's only two reasons.
Sounds like a song
that
in the
you'd
making.
ever need an amp, and accordion's one of them, I guess. So.
All right, well, let's break this out.
Yeah, and since I don't have an accordion, so we'll just have to. Pardon me. Trying to make sure it's not too out of tune.
It's a race for who can boast. Set the pace and know the most. Get togethers and host. Knowledge and culture and the most. All that I had known, all that I belong to is gone from me. And since we've parted ways, I wake all night and sleep all day away. Let's impress them with the ghost of who we wish we were most. Find our worth in what we own. Never reap 'cause we don't sow. All that I had known, all that I belong to is gone from me. Since we've parted ways, I wake all night and sleep all day away.
Another amazing song from Fisticuffs. Let's get to know you. Again, we've gone almost like 40 minutes here. Real name Jordan?
Yep.
Why Fisticuffs?
I'm trying to remember. That was a long time ago.
There's got to be a story behind
well,
Fisticuffs.
It's just one of those, like, I'm pretty indecisive in general, and I was kind of deciding, should I just go by my name, or like one of those sorts of a band name or what, and I don't even remember where, but all of a sudden someone just said it, or I saw it somewhere, or I read it, and I was like, yeah, sure, and it was really like split second, kind of went and like changed it, made it official, and yeah, and every once in a while I'll like question it, like, I should have put more thought into this. It's like I'm not like known yet that I could still get away with changing it to something else if I wanted, but I kind of hate when, I'm not a big fan when bands change their names, even if they're not super popular yet or anything. But yeah, no, it's an old like British kind of street fighting term or whatever you have. So I don't know. I'm feisty, I guess. I don't know.
Sounds good. Musical upbringing? I mean, how long have you been playing? Multi-instruments now, I guess? You've already talked about playing piano, drums, guitar now.
Yeah, well, those are the only three, really. I don't really. I know one song on the accordion. Too bad I didn't. We have the special amp for the accordion. Should have thought this through.
That would have been a stripped down moment.
Yeah. But no, music. I don't know. Like, as long as I can remember, my parents have both been like musicians, singing and playing, and throughout the years, doing sort of an old gospel-y sort of thing in churches and in prisons the last few years, doing kind of like a Johnny Cash prison ministry sort of thing. And so
that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty interesting. I mean, I think I kind of was embarrassed by it when I was younger, but because at times we'd all jam together, and like being in a band with your parents isn't really cool when you're younger. But it's kind of cool now. Like, I look back on that and I think that's sweet. It's like how I learned a lot of what I learned and became who I am now. Yeah, no, they were pushing. I mean, they didn't have to push very hard, but they were pushing it for as long as I remember. I like one of my first Christmas presents I ever remember was like a toy kind of plastic drum thing, and so yeah, no, music's runs pretty deep in our family. My brother doesn't play a whole lot in town anymore, but he goes by Boycott Scott, and so he plays. He's an amazing songwriter too. So I mean, I guess some people are good at music, and some families are just kind of natural to.
Is Christmas a big deal in your house?
Yeah.
You guys still get together and jam on Christmas?
Oh,
you still do it?
Not so much. Like,
you have a Christmas song.
Musically. Yeah, that was, I wrote that for, I'm not going to do it because it's February.
No, that's fair enough. Where were you in December when we couldn't find people to come on this show and play Christmas carols?
Oh, man.
We were like looking under rocks.
I could have played that one for an hour is what I could have done.
That's what we might have to do next year.
Next week. Next year. Yeah, that one was for a Christmas Carol writing contest where Sufjan Stevens was asking people to write Christmas carols, and he was going to get, you get a big prize, and I forget what it was. But I didn't even, there's like a top 100, I don't think I even cracked. So it was like, went totally unnoticed, but then someone told me that there was another one on CBC, and so I entered to that and got second place, and so, yeah, no, it's...
What beat you, if you don't mind me asking?
I forget. I totally forget. Yeah. Someone from Regina.
Well, I'm sure it sucked.
It was awful, yeah.
I'm sure it was somebody's daughter or something that worked there.
Someone's daughter. Yeah, it had to be. No, I remember it being pretty good. I don't remember who it was. It was someone from Regina. It was a couple of Christmases ago now. So, but yeah, no, that's kind of me.
All right. Again, we're running out of time, so let's get your second song with your electric guitar in. What do you have?
Well, I noticed a little bit of tuning issues that last song. Just trying to fix that quick. This song's called, well, I don't know. Tentatively, it's titled Young, in Love. Oh, that's good. I'm forgetting the title, which means I'll forget the lyrics. Young, in Love, Invincible, I think is what tentatively I was going to call it. And it's a little bit more of a poppy one, so I kind of like it. Yeah. So close. It's so close.
Why don't we talk about the disc while you're tuning?
Yeah.
Do you have a disc? Is there one coming? A solo project?
There's one on iTunes. You can pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, not pick it up, but you can click on it on iTunes.
You can download it onto your computer and pick your computer up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Or you can burn it. Yeah. No. It's on iTunes. It's called Hush Hush, like Hush Dash Hush. Fisticuffs. It's 11 songs that it wasn't like an album. It was more like, here's 11 songs that I've written over the last 5 years and have never really put out a CD. So it was kind of just important to do, because I just felt like I was like blocking me from doing new stuff. So
Okay.
so it's just important to get it out. And yeah, you can get it on iTunes. That'd be awesome if you feel so inclined. Yeah, hoping to put out a new EP in the next couple weeks. I've been putting the finishing touches on some new songs, and then would love a full length possibly by the end of the year. So
Sounds good.
Good enough.
All right, take it away.
Excuse me. Good enough.
Take me wherever you go. We both know I won't show all our lovely little woes. Keep us slow, keep us on, and in time we fall back into the place that we lie. It's a shame nobody gave it some time. We were young, we were in love, we were not invincible. Take me wherever you go. We both know I won't show all our lovely little woes, and keep us home, keep us slow, and in time we fall back into the place that we lie. It's a shame nobody gave us the time. We were young, we were in love, we were not invincible. And and in time we fall back into the place that we lie. It's a shame nobody gave us the time. We were young, we were in love, we were not invincible. And in time we fall back into the place that we lie. It's a shame nobody gave us the time. We were young, we were in love, we were not invincible. We're not invincible. We're not invincible.
Nice. That was awesome.
Gee, thanks.
Fisticuffs in the Shaw TV studio tonight. We have to wrap things up after our last commercial break. We got 2 more songs for you from Fisticuffs. We wrap things up right after this.
Stick around, more Strip Down after the break.
Do you know where stuff goes once it's flushed down the toilet? It travels down pipes under our streets to a sewage treatment plant. There it is cleaned up through a variety of processes before it is sent back out in our lakes or rivers. The problem occurs when people flush things down the toilet like makeup, cleaning supplies, and some pharmaceuticals that the sewage treatment plant can't clean up. They are dumped untreated into our waterways, which other people depend on for their drinking water. Some cities continue to dump their sewage untreated into our waterways, while others are using innovative thinking to reuse sewage byproducts as fertilizer. What can you do? Be sure to properly dispose of any chemicals or unused medicine at your city's hazardous waste disposal site.
It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think?
For more information on how you can be more water aware, visit waterunderfire.ca.
Ultimo Euromoda Men's Clothing Store. Denim, footwear, leather jackets, sportswear. 204 3rd Avenue South, Saskatoon. Call 664-6640. Mother's Music provides a wide range of instruments. 617 8th Street East, Saskatoon. Operating for 17 years with music lessons, equipment sales, and rentals. Mother's Music, www.mothersmusic.com.
Escape sports gear and equipment for longboarding, freeline skating, kiteboarding, unicycling, extra cycling, dirt surfing, and mountain boarding. For more information on sales and rentals, www.escapesports.ca.
Team, you have eyes on subject. You get the tongs, son.
Canadian television, we're on your screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fisticuffs.
Meet me down at the river. We'll hitchhike from Buckwall Bridge. Hop the train to Stony Plain. Settle in Edmonton. Wish I cared. Wish I'd known. I'm just scared that when I go, I won't miss home. As long as I could remember, I wanted to get away. Once I did, I hated it. Wished I had have stayed. Don't know where. Wish I'd known. I'm just scared that when I go, I won't miss home. Fill my stomach with black cat. Fill my head with lies. Fill my lungs with tobacco. My spirit with Jesus Christ. Don't know where. Wish I'd known. I'm just scared when I go. I won't miss home. We sing like a couple of old souls and talk like a couple of kids. We act like we're going to heaven and wish I cared. Wish I'd known. I'm just scared that when I go, I won't miss home. I won't miss home. I won't miss home.
All right, you are watching Stripped Down, and we are almost completely out of time. That's a good sign. It's been a fun hour.
Yeah.
Let's recap real quick. Stage name Fisticuffs, real name Jordan. You're a former member of We Were Lovers, used to drum with them. Your new solo CD is available on iTunes. Your sound is power folk, and that guitar may or may not be stolen. I didn't really wrap my head around
It's
that.
hot. Yeah, it's hot.
It's okay. And your cool little amp has an in for an accordion.
Again, stolen, but yes, it has an accordion. Yeah.
Nice. Did you have fun tonight?
Yeah, I had a blast, man. Thanks so much for having me.
What's next? Where can people see you live?
Oh man, I'm playing. Let me think. February, I'm not doing a whole lot in town.
Okay.
Doing a show in Yorkton and in Winnipeg, but March I'm going to be playing at Cafe Solo with Zach and with Andy Schaff and with another friend, and then Prairie Ink Cafe I think in March too, and then hopefully not long after that hitting the road in April for a West Coast tour.
Good luck with that. You ambitiously update your MySpace too.
Sweet.
You phoned me yesterday and said, when are the airings going on, Shaw? And I looked this morning, you've already got them up there.
Yeah, no, it's
good for you.
Yeah, a little bit of work goes a long way, hopefully.
All right, throw up your website one more time. MySpace.
MySpace.com/Jordan Kurtz.
Look, see, they're ready.
Oh, they're ready. All one word like that? Kurtz, yeah. And yeah, for sure. iTunes. You can buy it on like Amazon MP3 and like I think eMusic, a bunch of those online stores. So yeah, that'd be awesome.
This was a lot of fun. And
Thanks
again, thank you for not canceling, even though you're sick. That's hardcore, man.
No, it's fun.
We have this pride thing at Stripped Down where we never miss a week. Like we seriously don't miss a week. We do like 48 weeks a year, 48 shows. Just have to take off, summer and Christmas. So it's a pride thing with the show. Thank you so much. Let's wrap things up. Thanks to all our sponsors, Ultimo, Euromoto, Mother's Music, and Escape Sports for all things Stripped Down. Go to myspace.com/strippeddownsask. We have pictures from the last 70 episodes. We'll post pictures from tonight as soon as possible. It's been quite the ride tonight. For the last time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Fisticuffs.
We always kiss ourselves to death. In spite of what we've always said. And we run and we don't get tired of it. And we run and we never talk about it. And every time I fall a little bit, I decide to make the best of it. It's true, we could be beautiful. And every time I fall a little bit, I decide to make the best of it. It's true, we could be beautiful. It's it's true.
His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best.
We got a brand new episode of Stripped Down this week. We invite you to spend 60 minutes with local singer-songwriter Fisticuffs.